in the galaxy, in the universe, or what we call in the great wheel, right? And when we get to a certain point, the sun reacts to where it's at, and we already know from cycles of this what to expect, so we know what energy should be coming in to upgrade the DNA. And these solar flares that's coming in now is coming in on a high enough frequency where all species is going to either upgrade or die out.
Let's get to the next question. Did the Galactic Federation take Queen Elizabeth out the game?
I think the Earth Confederation. We gotta so in order for us to do business with beings from another star system, we first have to have a unified presence all over the planet. You know this unified presence as the Leviathan force. It's a military doctrine of the United States Armed Forces. It's called the Leviathan force. Remember, in the book of Revelations, it say in the last days will awaken the great Leviathan. Right? This is what it's talking about. Apocalyptic prophecy. So many screaming mockery. Biblical revelations, just a glimpse into the prophecy. Constantly speak of synagogues that was made by Satan. They claim to be chosen, but they only masquerading. They demonstrating wicked ways in these corrupted last days. They claim the true Messiah putting bodies in the graves. With the Leviathan forces put together in America, a glimpse into the scheme could be any scarier. Beware of the pale horses known to carry death, pegs, and pestilence. Now that's 7 deadly plagues, unless it's 7 deadly sins. Still, 666 is just the number of a man. So where's all these preachers and these doomsday prophets? And where's this chosen one that they claim was going to stop it? And where's this Satan that I need to execute when these fake-ass leaders won't tell us the truth? So the whole concept of the Leviathan force
powerful,
tied to the whole revelation of who we are. The Leviathan force is the united military presence of all nations involved on the earth. The last one to be part of the Leviathan force was North Korea.
Mm-hmm.
That's why Donald J had to go over there and sit down and tell him, hey, we don't want to go up against these motherfuckers up here because they ain't not fighting with no bullets. They got some shit your bullets can't stop. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you follow the program, on the flip side of this, y'all gonna be good. Y'all gonna be able to eat.
Mm-hmm.
But y'all gotta treat the people right.
Mm-hmm.
So you see Kim Jong-un's changing his father's dynamic in government.
Right.
They don't want to tell us that. They want to tell us to focus on this motherfucking deep state cleanup effort, and that shit don't got nothing to do with us. But they keep putting us in the middle of it. Look, we got motherfuckers in the hood starving, and they sending billions of dollars over there to a motherfucker that got their own government.
Yeah.
We ain't asking no questions. If you pull out a 1984 Almanac and you look at who financed Russia, who sent them economic aid, number one, United States. From the 1920s all the way up into the wall fail, it was always the United States footing the bill for the United States Socialist Republic known as Russia. The whole fucking time, the Bolshevik Revolution, all that shit, that was all American made. It was all predicated up on the workers' struggle. If you go back and you research it, at the time that the Bolshevik Revolution was taking place in Russia, the unions was developing over here. That's not a coincidence. They already had guilds, right? And they had certain unions, but there was no auto union yet, right? When you see all that stuff, that's when you see blood and guts. The unions fought tooth and nail for the worker to be properly compensated. But what we do, we got comfortable trusting the motherfuckers to go negotiate for us to keep selling us out. Right? So what you do, you take their power from them. They all fired. Right? Because you got to have an independent lobbying body that maintains the appearance of propriety. When you get multiple indictments coming in a trade union for corruption, that puts the appearance of propriety in jeopardy in the eyes of the worker, the worker then have to replace the leadership. All of it. The good got to suffer with the bad, because if you was there when the dirt was going on and you didn't stop it, you part of the dirt.
Mm.
The sealer is bad as the stealer. Just because you seen them making deals and you didn't say nothing, that don't make you noble.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because you knew that it was all of these people's lives at jeopardy. But you wanted to take this envelope under the table.
Right.
Right? You wanted to get these front row season seats to your favorite sports team.
Mm.
You know, and whatever other emolument they offer.
The next question is, do you believe in twin flames, and do they play a role in reactivating the golden age?
So when we talk twin flames, it's a lot of connotations that go with that. But we actually come from soul groups. The soul groups form and they come back together at different times to perform a function. What we would be calling twin flames would be somebody that's from the same soul group. A true twin flame is when it's only two people from a specific giving soul group. That's almost impossible.
Mm.
That's how rare that is. But to come from a soul group of 50 to 100 is more common.
Right.
Right? Because any one of y'all that cross paths with each other can set the other one back on the right path.
Mm-hmm.
Right? When they talk in twin flames, what most of them is really talking about is divine feminine that realizes her divine feminine nature, and a divine masculine who recognize he is, because that's the highest connection in the communion of humans. When the divine masculine and divine feminine come together, that's like putting batteries in a remote control to change the time to one reality.
Mm.
Right? And the one thing that everybody got to do is stop writing sob stories and horror stories for your life. Start writing love stories for your life.
Mm.
Make your life into a love story. See the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Male or female, it doesn't matter. I'm with the gangster shit. I'm with the pounding on my chest, boxing on the block. I'm with all that shit. But at the end of the day, if it ain't in the name of love, it's a waste of time.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So when you do your projection for your life, always make it a love story. Whether it's a love affair with your favorite sport, love affair with whatever makes your heart happy. Make your life a love story. Stop writing that gloom and doom shit they keep telling us to write.
That's deep. You said when we do our projections to make it into a love story. That's deep.
Yeah, everything in the name of love.
But yeah, make it into a love story. That was some good advice right there. All right. Well, somebody says, what's up with the love frequency and how do we access it to change us in the world? So how do you access this love frequency? They want to know.
Hey, look, it's a cheat code I'm going to give you in 1 minute. But first, I got to tell you what this love energy is. Mitochondrial fuels the cell.
Mm-hmm.
The love energy is the fuel that the mitochondrial is injecting into the cell to give it life.
Mm.
The women can turn up the mitochondrial in a man. He can't turn it up on his own. His job to trigger her to turn his mitochondria on is to allow her to feel safe, secure, and happy. And the rest of it is her energy. Once it gets to that level of she feels protected, she starts emitting an energy from her mitochondria to yours. When she do this, it starts tweaking your mitochondrial little by little, giving you a little bit more every time you make her feel that way. And by doing this, she's turning your higher self on gradually. And this is why it's important to know if you're making your partner happy. You should find happiness in making somebody that you want to be with happy.
Right.
Right? Because that is the gratitude of that exchange that makes it functional. Right? So I'm not the kind of guy that I'm gonna sit in the living room and let my girl cook, and knowing that we got kids that need to eat, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm the kind of guy and be like, what you need me to do so we can get this show on the road?
Mm-hmm.
But really, the part where I'm cheating at is I just want to be in there with her. I don't give a fuck. I know how to cook. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the energy exchange becomes reciprocal. Now it's bouncing back and forth. Now, you can artificially turn your mitochondrial up. When women do it, it's going to start making their negative trait be so seen they can't hide it, right? If she got a habit of doing something that's annoying to a lot of people, that's going to be more pronounced because she's going to trigger somebody to correct her so she can go correct herself.
Mm.
For the man, when he start turning up, if he haven't been doing this shadow work, he going to be belligerent, he going to be an asshole. But the cheat to turn up the mitochondrial is to supplement with a supplement called PQQ. This is the substance that the mitochondrial use as a fuel source to operate at optimum function. Once it start operating at optimum function, if you've been doing your shadow work and you a man, you might get a little bit more aggressive, but you're gonna be under control.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you're gonna be less likely to not say something when you see something out of order. You know, and so if you become less tolerant of bullshit and
Right.
more encouraging of things that'll make the person enrich their life, you don't want to see people doing dumb shit when they can be doing prosperous shit.
Right.
So we in a great race right now to trade off things that'll make you prosper and expand who you are, and things in exchange for the things that was making you feel deficient, right?
Mm-hmm.
Reason why we have so many suicidal youth is because nobody's teaching them at an early age. When life get hard, it's supposed to be hard. When life get hard, it's supposed to be hard. That's the test.
Mm-hmm.
Everything on the test was in the practice. It's just the practice wasn't the hard part.
Mm-hmm.
Once you get done with the test, the hard part is over. You start training for the next hard part. If they seen it from that perspective, they wouldn't be so quick to give up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the philosophy is no retreat, no surrender. Never give up, never give in. Full speed ahead, balls to the wall, knock them till they fall. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So with that mentality, there's no room to give up. Because that's what it is I quit. I can't, I tap out.
Right. Right. Right.
Right? That's too much for me.
Mm-hmm.
But most of the people don't know that they're dealing with highly psychic, spiritual beings, and nobody's cultivating that higher psychic and spiritual skill set that would inspire their life instead of make it depressing.
Mm-hmm.
We used to know how to recognize the children with special talents and get them to specialized training right in the family.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody specialized in something.
There's something. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the family knew what everybody's specialty was, because all we had to do was call Big Mama house and she gonna tell you who do what. You know, I called Big Mama house. Big Mama, I'm about to I think I need another bedroom, but just found out this girl pregnant again. Oh, baby, that's your Uncle John. You know, they build bedrooms on all the time. They be building them on for Aunt Lucille and them up the block. They built Uncle Charlie a barn not last week. That barn, you should see that barn. Right? She tell you everything, all they work, the report she get back. And she said, now you can't let little Charlie come do it, because everybody say he do some work for them. He always botch the job. But if he come with his daddy, he can get the job done right. If daddy ain't with him, don't mess with him.
Mm-hmm.
Big Mama tell you.
Yeah.
Because everybody in the family gonna tell her how you perform.
Right.
And she ain't gonna try to, because she just telling you who do what. She ain't trying to, you know, she just know who everybody in the family is. Mm-hmm. When we get back to having Big Mama house again, Big Mama be taken care of by the single aunties who's widows. Mm. They all moved back to Big Mama house because their kids and grown up and now they retired. You know, a couple years later, her husband died. What the fuck she gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
So she goes stay back with Big Mama to help take care of Big Mama. And that's why we always had multiple aunties in the house with Big Mama. They called us insects because they say we behave like ants around our queen.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
So,
Hey.
I mean, this is how they see us. Is we insects, we pets.
Yeah.
And I see them as shit on my shoe.
Damn.
You know? So mama say you just can't throw people away.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So you treat people the way you want to be treated, or you leave them the fuck alone.
Indeed. Is Elder Chief Rod familiar with the Great Cosmic White Brotherhood, and can he expound?
Yeah, that's I'm also associated with the Great White Brotherhood through Maurice Doriel. He was the first one to translate the Emerald Tablets, and I got an actual desk copy. Right? I'm gonna show it to you. It's just the actual desk copy. I had ordered it, and then I think they knew who I was. And they sent me a desk copy. Is it up here? No, I don't got it up here. It must be still downstairs. But anyway, yeah. But the Great White Brotherhood is a order of priests. They call it the Great White Brotherhood because when they get initiated, they are given a white priest robe. That's the origin of them being called the Great White Brotherhood. And they the philosophy is purist. So whatever you do, try to do it in its purest form, from the purest place in your heart. They also tied to a group of Catholic priests, and these priests are called traditionalists. These are the ones who told us about all of the secret pedophile complaints on the other priests. So you had to have somebody on the inside. So they was working with the priesthoods in other domains to get the information out. Right. So the high priests of the Great White Brotherhood, they tie into the priests of Melchizedek off of the Emerald Tablets, off the Green Lodge. Right. And then that ties back into the priests of Tahuti. So it's all in the hierarchy of the priesthoods.
Is Melchizedek and Tahuti, is that one and the same?
Melchizedek is an office. It's a position.
Okay. Right.
That's Dr. Malachi Z. York hold that seat right now. He is the Melchizedek. He's the keeper of the records of Melchizedek. Right. And I'm a priest from the ancient mystic order of Melchizedek. See, so I had to go through all of their schools without being a part of their schools. And that's how I get to see where everything at. But they don't know where I'm at because I ain't never enrolled. They can say I've been to some services, and they can also say they shut a bunch of fucking doors in my face in 2008. Because I tried to help these motherfuckers back then. But they say I ain't had no alphabets behind my name. I said, I don't give a fuck about their alphabets. I taught me. I ain't never met a teacher that can teach me better than me. So when I formulate the question, I just go find the answer on my own. My father told me when I was a little boy, the power is in the one with the knowledge. That's where the real power at. You know, so I ain't delusional about the power structure. He who knows the most, goddammit, can figure out the most ways out the trap. We're just the ones who go out and do the service. These priests is called Hayoka. Now you see he's standing in the middle between the panther and the woman.
Okay.
Right. Now we know the eagle is the chief, the panther is the Black Panther Party, right? And then on his left is the woman.
Okay.
right? The woman flipped the left off the motherland, which means that the mother picked the wife.
Okay.
Right? All this is symbology. Okay, now the father flipped the panther because the panther is the protection.
Okay.
And now it's got to be overseen by the eagle. So now we tuning in to the frequency using the eagle eye in the spirit of the panther from the father in order to swing the sword of truth. You see the sword?
Uh-huh.
You know what the sword of Allah was called, right?
No, go ahead.
The sword of Allah was called Khalid.
Okay, yeah, okay, all right, yeah.
Right? So you see, when the Kanye situation started heating up, everybody started using Khalid to try to distract from Farrakhan supporting Kanye.